Alrighty, we are back with another episode, gang, and we are coming in hot with a little bit of a life update because, as you guys know, life feels like it's moving on 2 times speed at the moment.
Also, Kate is missing. What are you missing? What's happened since the last episode?
I was going to say a vital organ, but it's actually not really that vital because, like, you can live without it. I had to have my appendix removed very randomly in a random, I'm going to say in quotations, emergency surgery that literally happened within 10 hours. So I'm currently post-recovery or post-surgery, recovering from surgery. I feel fine. If you had asked me the week that I got it removed though, I would say it's fucked up and it's grim and I never want to go through that again. I think I was really naive to the fact that it's actually a surgery. When I went in, obviously it's a keyhole surgery for anyone playing along at home, got my appendix removed, had appendicitis. It didn't burst, but I needed to get it removed. So they go in keyhole surgery. And in my head, I was like, keyhole surgery 3 days? I'll be back to normal. It'll all be good. So wrong. I couldn't cough. I couldn't sneeze. I couldn't roll over. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't walk. Gem came to visit me. And how grim was it?
It was pretty grim. She was unable to laugh or do much and she was just kind of like shuffling around in a bedrobe. It was pretty sad. Also, I don't think I've seen you that vulnerable before. But
so vulnerable.
Not that I can say silver lining because it's your drama that you've dealt with. I haven't gone through that. But the silver lining that I see is we are both going to Europe in the next 1.5 to 2 weeks. If this incident had happened this week or next week, you would have missed out on my wedding. You would have missed out on your birthday. Like, it's never a good time, but I think that divine timing, it happened when it did.
Honestly, agree. Like, silver lining in the whole thing. Like, shit, I had to go into surgery. But to be honest, I didn't really care about the surgery. I was more like, okay, it's happened. Let's get it done, get it out so that I can focus on recovering before Europe. Because exactly that, like if it had happened this week or next week, high chances is I wouldn't be able to fly and high chance I wouldn't be able to go to the wedding, which would, I'd be so devastated. And then I also missed the whole Europe trip and I would have to block all of you.
I'm sorry, yeah. I would feel the same way.
I would not be able to. I don't get FOMO very often, but if I saw all of you guys living it up in Europe, you would all be blocked for 6 months. I don't think I could handle it.
I think that's totally fair. Now, in terms of Europe, there's a lot happening. So by the time this episode drops, you will see us overseas living our best lives. And I want to give you a bit of a rundown on the itinerary because I'm really excited and there's a lot of places that I haven't been before. And packing is going to be really interesting because we're packing for so many different climates, not so many, but like it's a fair variety of like what we're going to need to pack. So I'm going to be making the most of packing cubes. But essentially we leave next Wednesday and we go to Portofino as kind of like our honeymoon pre-wedding. We're doing it this way because we really want to travel with the group after and that's just going to be so much fun. So the week before pre-wedding will be relaxing. Can't wait for that. And then we go to Florence. Then we have the wedding, which will go for 3 days. And then we go to Ibiza, which you guys know how excited I am for Kate's birthday. That's going to be the best big group of us in a villa. And then after that, we go to Amsterdam. We're staying on a houseboat.
So cool.
So much fun. And then after that, we finish in Norway. And just imagine, I just need you to visualize this. Actually, you're probably going to see us post photos, but my dream is there is the Northern Lights in the background. Maybe there's a husky. Maybe there's a dog.
Who
we
knows?
have little fluffy hats on, and we're all wearing our matching, what is it called?
Like we've got we all bought, they're not snowsuits, but they're like matching onesies, like a quarter zip onesie. So we're all three of the girls, sorry, the guys got left out on that one, are going to be wearing onesies.
And all 6 of us have fluffy hats. It's just an immaculate vibe. We're also going to do like a sauna that's floating on the water. Lots of things. Oh.
Okay, guys, the one thing you need to know about me is I have 2 personalities. I feel like I'm a mix between type A and type B. I'm either like fully into the planning. I know every single minute detail. Like when I went to Japan, I planned the whole thing. Aman literally just rocked up to the airport. He didn't even know where we were going, honestly. Like he couldn't tell you what we were doing any day. He just comes along for the ride. But then I also am like so type B where like I just couldn't care less. And Bridget, one of our girlfriends who you'll see all over our Instagram, she's pretty much organised the whole trip for everyone. I'm talking accommodation, transfers, itinerary, where we should eat. Like she's just meticulous like that. So I honestly have no idea about really the dates of where we're going. All I know is I got told you need to book this flight, transfer me this money. And I was like, cool, done. I'll be there.
If it wasn't Bridge, we would both be feeling the different way, but because we have so much trust and she's so good at organising stuff, I just feel at ease and I just know that we're going to have a good trip. So that's pretty much going to take up the next 3 weeks of our lives and it's going to be a really good time. We can't wait. And then we're going to come back. Fingers crossed we come back and it's good weather in Melbourne. We come into the Christmas season, we chill for the rest of the year and then goal setting for 2026.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. We also have some really exciting things planned for the podcast coming into the bottom half of this year, which we won't speak about now, but you guys will find out in due course. So get excited for that. The only other thing that I really have to say, other than going to Europe and being really excited, is I can't do any weight training for 6 weeks or any boxing. And if you guys know, I've been on my boxing grind for the last, 6 months? Are you still boxing?
Not in the last few weeks. Trauma to snapping my nails and I just was like, I'm just not doing that pre-wedding.
Yeah. I love boxing and I started getting kind of good at it and then I got my appendix removed. So I'm not allowed to do any weight training or any boxing for 6 weeks, which also means low-key I'm just going to be a passenger princess all around Europe because I'm not allowed to lift my luggage.
I mean, I think that's great.
I can't lift anything over 5 kilos.
I know.
And you know, I picked up my nephew the other day and he weighs 12 kilos. And my brother's partner, why did I just have a mental blank? I was going to say fiance, but they're definitely not engaged. My brother's partner was like, she's a nurse. And she's like, you can't pick him up after I was already had him above my head in the air. And I was like, oh shit. But yeah, that's pretty much our life update. Reno?
Oh, okay. So if you guys are probably sick of it now, but guess what? We have moved into the reno. So a bit of a run back for the last 11 to 12 months. We've been renovating the master bedroom, bathroom of our house. And this kind of was all consuming because I work from home and it's very loud and distracting, but also really exciting. And it was just all coming together. But it's come together and this week or last week we moved into the bedroom and we've kind of started furnishing it. We're not completely there. The last things left to do are just some plumbing, shears, and then putting stone bench tops. And once that's done, I'm just chilling for the rest of the year. I don't want to talk about tradies and I don't want to talk about renos. That I ban this topic from the podcast for the next 3 to 6 months.
I don't want to smell paint when I come into your house. I don't want to have dust on me when I come into your house, plaster dust.
No, I want to restore order. So that's actually something that obviously everything that's coming up this year, we're really excited for. But I don't know about anyone listening to this. Whenever you have something like that's taking up a lot of mental capacity because you're thinking about it, you're excited, but you're also equally looking forward to like moving past that so then you can kind of have that back in your brain again. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment.
If you guys haven't caught up to date, you need to go follow Gemma and have a look at her Instagram, but like the cupboards in the master bedroom and you color coordinating and organizing all your shit is so good.
That made me feel real good about myself today. I was like, ooh, because I've just felt a bit chaotic. So just restoring that, I actually just felt really calm, like calm energy. I feel like your environment has a big say in how calm you feel. So that's kind of how I've been feeling recently, just like we're getting things back into where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, love it. Other than that, I feel like that's kind of wraps up the life update. We kind of wanted to spend the rest of this episode talking about how you guys can go out and achieve your goals.
Love it. I feel like when we think goal setting, it can be really vague. So we kind of want to just break down, okay, what is your goal? Is it business? Is it fitness? Is it you're wanting to put yourself out there more? And I kind of want to talk about how you can reverse engineer that because typically we do this, what would you say, every 3 to 6 months we revisit them?
Yeah. And I also like to revisit my goals around this time of year as well because I feel like people, after it gets to like the end of September, everyone just falls into like autopilot, fuck it, I don't really care mode anymore. Because obviously we're coming into the silly season. If you're from Australia, the weather starts to heat up, more socializing starts to happen and our goals kind of go out the window. So I would say I reset my goals probably every 3 to 6 months, but this time of year I really like to essentially lock in. You guys have heard, what is it?
The great lock-in.
The great lock-in. I don't know what this is all about. It's only happened this year, the great lock-in. But I feel like that's a really, it sounds kind of lame, but it's probably like a really good time to actually revisit your goals and not just throw away the bottom half of the year because the silly season's approaching.
Yeah. I also think that if anyone gets stuck in this whole all or nothing mindset situation, I feel like when you tell yourself that it's getting busier, so you can't stick to XYZ. It just gets you stuck in this really shitty cycle where you're always on, off, on, off. So I would say even just revisiting your goals and readjusting your expectation during this time. Yes, it's going to be busier. Yes, you're going to have stuff on, but that doesn't mean you don't look after yourself. You don't prioritize yourself. It's just maybe we adjust what your approach to nutrition and training looks like. And I think that, again, kind of segmenting your year into whether you want to do this monthly or 3 months can just be a good way to stay aligned with your goals and make sure that you're actually hitting them. And if you're not, you can look at, okay, what do I need to audit? What do I need to change? So I like to do it in quarters. I think that really helps. And every single January of every single year, I always usually make like a big decision or a big goal. So I'm looking forward to doing that in January.
Have you decided what you're going to do for Jan?
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear like what you come up with.
Yeah, but I always just like to do that to kind of theme what's the new year going to be. So I'll come up with that. But I have really liked the thought of we're coming to the end of the year, but there's still so much that we can achieve. And I feel like sometimes people think, or they preempt how the end of the year is going to be. Like in the business world, people can say, oh, people are really busy and they're, let's just say, dropping off coaching or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, why would you say that? Unless that's the reality. Like I would just keep working as per normal and planning around that.
Yeah. So I think that's such a good topic. Sorry if I cut you off. No. That's such a good topic because I feel like in the business world, everyone gets to like the silly season and they automatically do exactly what Gem just said. Oh, everything feels slow. No one's really buying, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, it's like, is it actually slow, or have you just taken your foot off the gas because you're already preempting the fact that people are going to be in the silly season and not locked into their goals? The reality is I've had some of the biggest months in my business in November and December. And even when I think about like my health and fitness, and this also goes for the girlies that are like, oh my God, it's too late in the year to start my fitness journey or like get back on top of my health. It's like, I would argue that it's actually probably more important to lock into your health and fitness or lock into your business when life is lifing and when things are busy, because you teach yourself a higher level of accountability, a higher level of consistency, and also you teach yourself higher levels of resilience. You're able to build higher levels of resilience. So when you try to lock into your health and fitness when everything's picture perfect, then when life happens, you still throw that to the wayside. It's like actually when life is lifing, now it's a really good time to learn how to build your health and fitness into your routine, because life is always going to life. How many times can a girl say life on this podcast?
I was going to say
but
life.
It's true. Like life always happens. Shit always happens. But if you learn how to build those foundations and fundamentals, you can take on the world. You can do anything.
Yeah. And I also think the mindset of like, oh, I'll do it when. I'll start looking after myself when it's less busy, when there's less on. It hasn't happened for the last 5 years. It's probably not going to happen. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. There's always going to be something. So Kate said, like, it's always, life's going to be lifing. But I just think of it the same way of just being like, there's never going to be a perfect time. So just do something that's going to make you a step closer towards your goals, starting at the gym. Sometimes people say, let's just say goals, gym, you want to get into the gym. If you're like, oh, well, what's the point of training if I only do it 2 or 3 times per week? Because you think that that's not going to get you the result. What's the alternative? Training 0 times because you think you can't commit to 5. Something's always better than nothing. So that approach and mindset can be really good. So if I had the goal of health and fitness and I didn't want to wait until 2026 because there's no better time than now, tomorrow, next week, it would honestly just be starting somewhere small, 2 to 3 days per week, committing to it and scheduling it in, not just assuming it's going to happen. So let's just say Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. or Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Now you have a time, a day, and you're accountable and you can start just ticking the box and showing up and getting it done. That would be a really good place to start. Goal setting wise, I don't know if you guys have heard me speak about visual cues, but I find that really useful. So if something's front of mind, you're more likely to want to do it, or it's more likely to hold you accountable. So a visual cue could be that you print out a calendar for October and you pre-write in that example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with a checkbox next to it. If I visually see that every time I go to the back of my bedroom door or it's on the fridge and I'm ticking it off, that is going to make a really big impact in me being like, oh, I really want to tick that off. I've made this goal for myself. So something like that can be hugely beneficial.
Yeah, I love that. I think ticking off goals, it also gives you that like instant gratification, which makes you feel like you're doing something, and you are, because you're ticking off those things. Another thing for me is like, you need, when you're like coming back to your goals, or if you're right now going, you know, it's towards the end of the year, I feel like I should just throw the rest of the year away. Ask yourself, like, where do I want to be in 6 months? Because in 6 months' time, if you go, well, I really want to be getting a promotion at my job, losing 10 kilos, starting my business. It's like, why are we just going to prolong that 6-month journey over and over and over again? So maybe it's about getting a little bit hungrier. And I say this with love, getting a little bit hungrier for your goals, getting a little bit hungrier for up-leveling, becoming somebody that is unstoppable, whatever the thing is for you. But really just focusing on that, I think is a big thing, and not just going, cool, we're in September. Who gives a fuck? I'll try again next year. Because then you'll try again the year after and the year after, and the cycle just repeats itself.
Yep. I also just like to ask myself, like, how bad do I really want it?
Yeah.
Like, what do your actions say? Because you're doing a lot of talking. I do this sometimes and I have to check myself. You're doing a lot of talking. You want to grow the business. You want to be in the fittest you've ever been. But what are you actually doing? Because talking's not getting you there. Action's getting you there. So sometimes you need to call yourself out in a loving way to call yourself forward. So I would just ask myself, how bad do I want this? And are my actions reflecting how bad I want it?
Radical. Sorry.
Go for it.
I cut you off again. I'm getting too excited. Guys, we're recording the podcast at a different time.
It's honestly odd. It's nighttime.
It's throwing me off. The sun has set. It's throwing me off. I was going to just say radical self-honesty. Yeah, that was all.
And on that note, can I wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
Okay. And on that note, thank you guys so much for listening. You know what to do. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify. It helps us more than you know. If you are watching us on YouTube, hello, leave a comment about a goal that you're setting for the rest of the year or something that you've liked about this episode. And we will see you next week.
Love you. Bye.